Punished from Yama, Agni ran away and became omnipresent. This story establishes the absurdities and futility of Vedic customs and distorts the holy image of Agni along with other deities. The story of Bhautamati, the Manomudha, ironically represents the futility of Vedic knowledge and performance of yajna rituals in practical life. A Brahmin by name Bhautamati, after the completion of Vedadhyayana for 32 years, married a girl named Yajne. When he was invited to perform yaga by the king, he assigned his disciple Yajna to look after his wife. Yajne fell in love with Yajna. Knowing the arrival of Bhautamati, they kept two corpses in the home, eloped after setting fire. Thinking both were dead, Bhautamati collected the bones of the corpses with the intention of leaving the bones with rituals at the bank of Ganga. He met Yajna and Yajne but couldn't recognize them. Instead of that, he scolded them for misleading him. Such was the peak of his foolishness. Acharya Narendra Sena's Siddhanta Sara Sangraha, while narrating the nature of right conduct, Samyak Charitram, defines himsa, its effects, and importance of ahimsa. The Bhavartha of verses from 20 to 23 runs like this. People doing yajna say, himsa not purified by mantra leads to sin. But Acharya argues, if mantra promotes himsa, is it not the mantra promoting animal slaughter also a sin? Therefore, mantra promoting himsa should be considered as sinful mantra. Because himsa is the cause of sin, it directly results in sin. One cannot get Gandhashali paddy on sowing Navana seeds. This text logically contradicts the belief that Vedas are apaurusheya. Because Varna and Shabda are not nitya, Vedas cannot be treated amanusheya. The origin of Himsa Yajna has been narrated traditionally by Gunabhadracharya in Uttara Purana. Chamundaraya Purana's a Kannada work, Chamundaraya Purana, a Kannada work, elaborately narrates the origin as well as the conversion of Ahimsa Yajna to Himsa Yajna. At the time of Upanishad period, the Kshatriyas of Shramana faith started inquiring the sacrificial Yajna ritual. The concept of Yajna was shifted from worldly to the metaphysical state. There might have occurred a strong opposition from the priestly class out of the fear of losing high socio-economic status. The conflict between enlightened Kshatriya Shramanic class and priestly class of Vedic faith has been symbolically represented in the story of King Sagara in Uttara Purana. Chamundaraya in his Chamundaraya Purana follows Uttara Purana in his narration of King Sagara. Knowing that long back Sagara obtained Swasharira Swarga by offering his daughter Sulasa, horse and other animals in Yajna, King Janaka also wished Swasharira Swarga by conducting Yajna. But his minister Kushalamati warns him about the opponents of this deed, the Nagakumaras, Nami Vinamis, and Ravana being the chief opponents of Yajna. He suggests let Sita be given to a strong protector of Yajna in marriage. Message was sent to Dasharatha to send Rama and Lakshmana for this purpose. Agamasara, a minister, convinces Dasharatha about the merits of Yajna Janaka was going to perform. He argues Yajna as dharma karya, which will award fame and punya. But a minister by name Atishaya argues against this himsa yajna. He defends his argument saying, men of intellect cannot agree yajna in the name of dharma. He gives an appropriate analogy for this. One who is asked to drink milk, kshira, cannot drink the vegetable milk of yakka and kalli. There is no kartru pramanya for yajna involving the slaughter and violence against all kinds of animals. This is Purvapara Virodha. There is Purvapara Virodha in Yajna Shastra. It includes contradictory statements upholding ahimsa as well as instigating himsa. Jinavani is non-benevolent to each and every living being. It lacks this type of Purvapara Virodha. Atishemati gives Jaina interpretation for the yajnik terms. The terms yaga, yajna, kratu, makha are all synonyms for Deva Puja. One who engage in yajna in the form of Mahapuja and Mahadana will attain punya and become Devendra with the epithet Shatakrama, Shatamukha and Shatadvara. One who conduct himsa yajna are sure to go to hell. Only stupids have given the himsartha for yajna. There are two types of yajnas, arsha and anarsha. Adideva, the first Tirthankara, preached arsha yajna, which includes the definition of jiva, ajiva, etc. The fire of hatredness, the krodhagni, the lust, the kamagni, and hunger, jataragni, should be put off through kshamabhava, virakti, and upavasa. The rishis, yati, and muni are the real Brahmins who live in forest. They sacrifice kshama for krodhagni, virakti for kamagni, and upavasa for kshudhagni in the name of Atma Yajna to attain the Kevalin state. The Agni, the sacred fire worshipped by Shravaka laymen, is the fire which came out from the crown of Agnindra at the time of cremation of Tirthankaras, Ganadharas, and other Kevalins. Considering them as their ancestors, householders should worship with phala, pushpa, gandha, and akshata with mantras as directed by Upasakadhyayananga. This leads them to heavenly states. Tirthankaras are the founders of Shrutajnana Vedas. They are the Dharma Samsthapakas. The Pancha Kalyana done by heavenly gods itself is Ahimsa Yajna, which leads them to Mukti. Atma Jnana done by Atma Yajna done by Yati will directly make him to attain moksha. Puja Yajna done by householders will also get benefited by Kaivalya. The tradition of Yajna started by Vrishabhadeva was hindered by Mahakalasura, the rival of King Sagara, by propounding Himsa Yajna. Then the minister Atishaya starts narrating the story of Sagara elaborately. Once King Sagara was about to attend the Swayamvara of Sulabha, daughter of Suyodhana and Queen Atiti. The very sight of grey hair made him dispassionate towards worldly pleasures. But Mandodari, named maidservant, was sent to convince Sulasa to marry Sagara, but Queen Atiti forced her daughter to marry her nephew Madhupingala. Mandodari could not convince Sulasa in favor of Sagara. Vishwabhuti, one of the Sagara's attendant, created a false Swayamvara Shastra and made it to reach King Suyodhana. The text was in disfavor of Pingalaksha. Out of humiliation, Pingala took ascetic vows. After death, Pingala was born as Mahakala with the intention of taking revenge on Sagara. Mahakala planned to make Sagara a Papajivi. Narada, Prince Vasu, and Parvataka, son of a Brahmin teacher by name Kshira Kadambaka, studied together. And they studied Ashtanga Mahanimitta under a guru. The disciples of Shrutadhara Muni tested the status of knowledge of the three. It was declared that Parvataka, a dull-headed, will become Himsa Rabhasamati by following the preachings of Mahakala and will attain Naraka. Once Narada and Parvataka had difference of opinion about the term Aja in the sentence. Homa done with Aja. Narada told that Aja means wheat grain preserved for 3 years, which cannot sprout. Homa done with the use of wheat flour is called Yajna. But Parvataka interpreted the word Aja as goat, Vape. Hearing these arguments, Brahmins declared Parvataka a Panchamahapataki and boycotted him. Kalasura, the enemy of Sagara, met Parvataka. He planned to take revenge on Sagara with the help of Parvataka. He wrote and interpolated 60,000 ruks, verses in support of Adharma into the Vedas. Parvataka by-hearted these verses, which supported animal sacrifice in Yajna. Mahakala ordered Asuras to make Sagara's lineage attacked with incurable diseases. He planned to convince Sagara to cure the disease with Mantrapurvaka Yajna Kriya. Sagara was made to agree that animal sacrifice is an act of punya and not papa. Brahma himself created animals for the purpose of offering them in yajna. Mahakala killed thousands of animals at the outset of yaga with chanting of mantras created by him. Magically, he made those animals to reach heaven, and people were mesmerized by him and eager to sacrifice themselves also as yajna pashus. After the completion of yajna, Kalasura, along with a horse, offered Susila, wife of Sagara, as Bali. Sagara could not tolerate the death of his beloved queen. He asked Yativara Muni about the effects of animal sacrifice done by him. He asked them to tell about the punya and papa gained by this yajna. Because all types of sins are in the yajna conducted, the Muni told Sagara will go to hell of the 7th order. Parvataka assured Sagara not to worry and made him to conduct another Shanti Yajna. On the 7th day of the Yajna conducted by Kalasura and Parvataka, Sulasa and dead animals in Yajna were made visible in sky with a magical effect created by Kalasura. This made Sagara to have firm belief in Himsa Yajna. Papakarmas being his own enemy, Sagara attained Raurava Naraka. After that, Mahakala aimed to take revenge on minister Vishwabhuti. He made Vishwabhuti also to conduct Mahamedha Yajna, convincing him magically. Narada and other ascetics advised Vishwabhuti to stop this type of yajna by making him know the demerits of it. Vishwabhuti told Narada that himself and others have seen the people who were gone to Swarga. He pleaded, "How can I discard this yajna as improper?" Again Narada pleaded, "Do sattvic yajna." Because Shila and Upavasa etc. are defined as yajna by rishis. Vedas don't have any reference of himsa. To take revenge, a Mayachari has created magic to fool all. But Vishwabhuti demanded proof for this. Narada tried to convince logically like this. Yes, if violence on animals is dharma, then non-violence, dana, shila are all papa karmas. If one who promotes violence go to swarga, then will ascetics indulged in satya, dharma, and penance go to naraka? If animal sacrifice in yajna is considered sadharma, then what are the acts of papa karma? If you kill animal for any purpose, papa is certain. If we accept that Brahma has created animals for yajna, is it not they should not be used for other purpose? Is it not medicine for cough and cold given to other disease?